Hello, Miss Moore again, week 8, vocabulary words 36 through 40. Our first word is farce. According to Mr. Peterson's definition that he has hung in the classroom, it says it's a light comedy. But what you need to remember is it's a play filled with ridiculous or absurd happenings. So a farce, it's a type of play, and it is filled with ridiculous, the Three Stooges, very ridiculous, or absurd. Here's a picture of a guy doing an inspection, and it's absurd to think that a car would just fall through the bridge. So, ridiculous or absurd happening. Our next word is fiction, and I know you guys know what fiction is. Fiction means made up, it's not real, but the definition that you have to remember is a little bit wordier than that. Literature is the form of prose. Prose meaning written or spoken language in its ordinary form without metrical structure, which means right now I am speaking in prose. You're not singing, it's not poetry, it's not rhyming, it's not a specific beat, it's just prose. And it's short stories. You're used to Goosebumps, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, or novels like the one we're reading right now, Youngest Templar, we read last year, Circuit du Freak, Frankenstein. Anyways, they're imaginary events and people. So fiction is prose, telling short stories or novels. Hey guys, our next word is figurative speech, which is a synonym for figurative language. They mean the same thing. Figurative language or figurative speech is any language that is not intended to be interpreted in a literal sense. Literal means exactly the words you say. If you say, I dropped the ball, you're not talking about messing up. You're talking about really dropping a ball, literally dropping a ball. Different types of figurative speech, idioms, hyperboles, similes, alliteration. There's the eye shampoo foldable to help you remember them. Idioms are very fun. It's raining cats and dogs. It just means it's raining a lot. The literal sense would be there's cats and dogs falling from the sky. The definition that's hanging in your classroom, language used indirectly, suggesting something beyond its strict signified. Well, I think the one you have here to learn is a little bit easier, but figurative speech, not interpreted in its literal sense. You gotta learn these. Our next word is flashback, and flashback is a transition in a story to an earlier time. So you're going back to an earlier time that interrupts the normal chronological order of events. And if you'll remember, chronological, chrono means time, and so flashback has to do with time. You're flashing back in time. Mr. Peterson has transitioned to an earlier event or scene that interrupts the normal chronological development of the story. These are very similar. Here I have Mr. Krabs and Plankton, and it shows back when they were little. It's a flashback of when they were little and when they used to get along and they were friends to explain information. Also the Buchholz flashbacks. Also Titanic, the movie, or Forrest Gump, if you've seen those are all using flashback devices. So remember, flashback has the word chronological in it. Our last word for this week is flat, and flat refers to a character. It's a character who embodies a single quality and does not develop in the course of a story. So embodies means that's you hold that. So here's an example. Scar from Lion King. He's just kind of evil. We could have a mad scientist. Well, it could be a mad scientist or just a smart scientist. We have Patrick and Odie from Garfield, and they're both kind of foolish. And then, of course, we have a helper over here. So it's a character who doesn't change much through a story, and he embodies just like one characteristic. Sometimes